Hello, everybody. Happy New Year.
Hey, Happy New Year, D-Money. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
How was it? How was the holiday?
2026.
Yeah, how was the holidays for you?
They were good.
Yeah?
Yeah, got a bit of time to myself.
Mm-hmm.
And some family time, so
Nice.
all good.
Nice, yeah.
And how about you?
Yeah, no, well, you know me, I mean, generally I spend the holidays solo, except this year I actually went over to my dad's, so him and I had some nice quality time, which we hadn't done in a while, so it was actually really good. Yeah, no, it was really good, yeah.
And you ready for 2026?
Yeah, I've been ready for a while. I mean, when you look at everything that sort of we've been through, I mean, a lot of it has basically been just like life. It hasn't been, no major challenges. I mean, you hear people's stories sometimes and they have major challenges. You and I have just been trying to sort of position, I think prioritizing our life than the businesses we've focused our energy and resources at. So I'm glad we did that.
Yeah.
In retrospect now, that was the right move because so many people, doesn't matter how hard you work today, if it's not in the cards, it's not gonna come together. It's a different world. It's not about, okay, if I work 100 hours a week, I'll get this result. It doesn't happen like that anymore. Right? You literally have to find something that you could connect with and that you could nurture and that you could, I think you have to have a certain amount of enjoyment, but I don't think you could just do things for profit anymore. Right?
No.
I think those days are behind us for now anyway. Things might change in the next business cycle 5-10 years down the road, but for right now I really think you have to find ways. I think the payoff is fulfillment.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, different criterias of success now is what I believe.
Yeah, definitely. So it's season 2,
Season
episode
2,
1.
Episode 1. Oh, so we're scrapping episode 26.
Yeah.
Episode
And
1,
we'll start,
season 2. Ah, nice. I like your thinking.
Okay, just
right
thought make it easier for me to remember where we're at.
Well, not only that, it's nice to have a fresh start, basically.
Yeah, every year,
right? So we can track our progress from one year to the next. Yeah. Good.
So today's topic is New Year, New Reality, thriving in constant change. So I think that's kind of what you were just alluding to.
Yeah. The way everything is sort of always evolving and always shifting today. No more of just the status quo.
Yeah, for sure. So this year isn't about predicting the future. It's more about learning how to move with it, adapting, evolving, and staying grounded while everything around us seems to continually shift.
Yeah.
So today we're just going to start off season 2 by talking about change, why it's unavoidable, why it's necessary.
And just how to keep an open mind. Right?
Exactly.
Don't be so steadfast in your decision making. Yep.
Good advice. So the first question is, why does a new year naturally bring both excitement and uncertainty?
Yeah, well, I mean, New Year's resolutions and the start of the new year, I think, is like a changing of the season. It gives people an opportunity to start over.
Yeah, exactly. And with that, there's always uncertainty and all that stuff that comes with it. And
mass anticipation. I think at this time of the year, everyone really, whatever mission or whatever goal they have, I think they're able to basically refocus and sort of like start a new race, so to speak.
Yeah.
Whatever didn't work last year, it's kind of like a clean slate approach.
Hopefully everybody got a little bit of time to reflect on 2025 and maybe the things you want to work on and improve on.
Yeah.
Or get better with.
I think for a lot of businesses and individuals, 2025 was just a learning year. It was a learning curve year.
Yeah.
It was a lot of adjusting for 2025. It was hard to say, well, you know what, I mean, I've got this plan or idea I'm going to implement, and I'm going to look at the KPIs and figure out exactly, how I could get from point A to point B, over the next 6 months or 12 months or 18 months, with so many shifts going on,
Mm-hmm.
and it's not the same fundamentals,
Yeah.
right? So you might have started out with one set of criteria and fundamentals in beginning of 2025, but by mid 2025 and by
Yeah,
the
you might
end
have
of
had to stop that and go in a
totally,
different direction.
totally pivot, totally change, and all the schematics and everything else was different. So I think that's what a lot of people are facing. It's really, trying to find, some sort of pathway that can be sustainable, and then and help them move forward in an orderly fashion, right?
Yeah, very true. So, question 2: why is change the only true constant in life, business, and relationships?
Well, good question, chat. That was a great question. I think if I were to basically stab a guess at this, is that with technology moving so quickly, we as humans, for the first time ever, are playing catch up.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, you can't stay on topic chat.
Can't stay on top
of Gemini or whatever you're using.
Well, I mean, all of these, huge data-driven AI models are basically, they will create a solution, and then they'll create a better solution.
Yeah.
And then they'll create a better solution to the solution they just created.
Meanwhile, you're like, I'm still analyzing option 1. Well, if I want to do option 1.
I mean, if the average business integration takes months, because you have to go through all your different levels of operations, from production to C-suite to, HR, like everything has to work in tandem. So if you go and you buy a software program, 20 years ago, you could have basically rolled that out in, for 5 to 10 years. Today, your program becomes obsolete by another, a more robust solution in months.
Yeah, right? And then you got to implement that one and get reacquainted with it or learn about it, and there's all that whole learning process that seems to be happening more often than not.
Well, yeah, and the AI is outdoing the AI right? Quicker than humans could keep up. So, therein lies the problem. It's finding a sustainable business model which basically incorporates artificial intelligence into a solution which solves long-term problems, and then once I was reading an article that basically just says, unfortunately, with the current application, and how the AI is basically programmed in how it navigates data points and so forth. There's a lot of bottlenecking right now. Yeah. Right? Because you're just throwing massive amounts of data at whatever program you're basically and it's changing. It doesn't just stay there. You don't just basically set it and forget it. Every single day you need to basically update it. And so it's really causing problems for the AI. So now they're coming up with dynamic ways to basically position how the data is fed into whatever application you have. And so that becomes expensive. And it's ever evolving. So that becomes constantly changing as well. Yeah. So, I mean, is AI the solution? Is it, in other words, for a lot of businesses, they're finding that they're encountering problems. They're encountering a lot of problems. Yeah. It's not a simple solution where basically you train a human to do a job and that's their job description. The AI will say, well, okay, you've been doing it this way for the past month, but there is a better way to do it. Yeah. But that really operates business operations affects business operations. So there's a lot of moving parts. There's a lot of moving parts and there's constant change. Yeah. So I think that's what a lot of larger companies are figuring out. I mean, you had one of the largest data sales companies in the world basically. Yeah, Salesforce. They automated basically. They had I believe a staff of 9,000, and they got rid of 4,000 of them. And what they're finding is that the AI does not. It's not a great solution for clarity. The
Yeah.
nuance,
So
the
now they're
human
having
nuance,
to
they're
revisit it again.
revisit again because it's not as seamless as if you had humans. A human, you could tell, hey, this is wrong or this, or do you,
Yeah.
you sort of get the gist. The AI simply is it's based on data and computation, right?
Mm-hmm.
So without that sort of human, um, I guess intuition, the AI has no intuition, and it lacks it lacks nuance, and
Mm-hmm.
without those things it's really hard to.
Yeah, and it's hard to try to educate it on that stuff because
Yeah,
you can't really do that.
yeah, because I don't think the AI is, oh yeah, I get it.
Yeah.
Where a human
Light
being,
bulb.
okay, I get it. Yeah, there's no light bulbs going on. Yeah.
Okay. So, question 3.
Mm-hmm.
Why do some people thrive during change while others feel stuck?
Well, this one's a simple one, from my perspective anyway. I mean, to a very large extent, for generations and in our time, we were taught how to do things a certain way, even in school.
Mm-hmm.
Like you could come up with the right answer, but take a different route, and the teacher would be like, well, that's incorrect.
Yeah.
It's like, but we got
I
the
got
right
the
answer.
bottom line, and
Got
it's like, no.
But no, it is, it's in the doing.
Mm-hmm.
It's in the formatting.
Yeah.
So we're all expected to basically perform the task universally, right? And so all of a sudden, all the rules are changing, and you're basically saying, well, no, okay, there's different ways of doing it, and actually because let's just face it, the way AI does it, the average person doesn't understand.
Yeah.
They don't know how you get to Z, right?
Mm-hmm.
But I mean, they have some idea, but they're just basically working. Well, like ChatGPT doesn't show you the computations or the research they do. They just provide.
Yeah.
Like we're getting dumbed down. We're getting dumbed down.
You're not using your
You're
brain.
not using your brain. You're not.
So you don't remember what the research is you've done with chat because you didn't do it.
You're not going to know how you arrived at that.
Yeah.
Solution.
Because then somebody will be like, so how'd you come up with that?
Yeah.
And then you're going to be, well, I checked with chat.
I don't know.
Yeah.
Ask chat, right? And that's problematic.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. There is a little too much reliance on AI that way.
Well, I mean, essentially, it helps if you understand the processes. That way, if an issue ever came up, you could solve it. At this point, we have the answer, but no solution.
Mm-hmm.
We don't know how we got there.
Yeah, exactly.
That's problematic.
Okay. And question 4. How can we learn to stay grounded when everything around us is shifting?
Yeah, this goes back to character, though, and values, right? Like, I mean, with AI, you might be tempted to cheat. Mm-hmm. But let's face it, we're not doing it. It's the AI doing it.
Yeah. Yeah, and I still believe you learn better when you're like hands-on into it.
Yeah,
learning.
But if you basically, you have to sort of navigate your life to say, well, at a certain point, there's probably going to be called to task. I'm going to have to basically show that I understand in depth what my role is or what I'm trying to accomplish. Mm-hmm. It's not enough to ask chat give you all the answers, because it's at a certain point in your endeavor, you're going to actually have to think for yourself.
Yeah.
You're going to get situations where you're not going to be able to ask chat. Definitely. So you run the risk of basically, getting exposed.
Mm-hmm.
Right?
Yeah. True. And I think it just maybe part of the question was like, what do you do when you see all this constant change going on? So I guess you just gotta accept that change is always going to be there.
Well, I mean, the thing is that change is good. I mean, it's healthy, but at what rate? Mm-hmm. Like at what, I mean, you have to sort of, I think, when dealing with, humans, I think, you should, for instance, I'll give you an example, fintech. People, they say about 80% of the actual calculations and trading strategies now are done through AI. So you don't know how you're getting there.
Yeah.
AI is doing all the computation. It's doing all the research, all the analysis of the data. You have no idea. You're just basically saying...
And you don't get to input
You
on
don't
it.
get to input on it. So you really don't know how you're making your money when it comes to financial investing and strategizing today. Is that a good thing?
No.
You have no idea. Like, it used to be, okay, well, if we're going to buy, you know, diamonds or, like, or even, coffee. I mean, are these conflict-free diamonds? Is it conflict-free coffee? I don't know if the AI puts any of that into consideration.
Yeah, I'm not sure either.
So,
And do you get to have any... You must be able to pick some variables, hopefully.
Well, I mean, the thing is, chocolate's a good example. Chocolate went up substantially because I believe the situation was it became really expensive to mine. It became cheaper to mine diamonds in Sierra Leone, or the Congo, wherever they were basically doing mining. I think they had the two major industries were diamonds and coffee. And so basically people started mining diamonds because I believe it was more, don't quote me on this, I could have my commodities mixed up, but they started mining diamonds, and so there was less people mining cocoa, and so the price, other factors, there were other variables associated with that, but I think all of a trading program would basically show is that. You wouldn't, it wouldn't say, okay, this is the reason, and possibly because you're going to pay $20 or $20 for a box of what are those chocolates you like?
The
Lindor.
Yeah.
You're going to pay $20 a box. Oh, but why? Because I remember you say, why is chocolate so expensive? Yeah.
So I was like, that doesn't make any sense.
And then a Harvard analyst, it was Harvard or Cambridge or whatever, they did a post explaining the breakdown as to why.
Yeah,
right?
You shared it. I just can't remember all the details.
Yeah. But that is fundamentally what they used to do. That's what the commodities trader, that's what the economists used to do.
Yeah, they're looking for those patterns.
They're looking
or
for
those
the
shifts.
But I'm not sure I don't know. I haven't designed any type of, trading platform, and I don't know what the data points are for strategic trading through AI. I don't know, and it's not telling you, it's just basically, doing it.
Yeah. So it's all happening behind
it's
the scenes.
It's all happening in
so
real time behind,
sort of
yeah. Oh, but I'm making money.
Yeah.
How does that affect the world on a social level? Right? It's going to change things real quick. Because, the markets are basically going wherever the money's moving to.
Yeah.
So if you talk about change, it's going to move markets, it's going to move economies, it changes everything real fast. That's what we're in danger of, right? There used to be some sort of accountability for the markets to a certain extent. I mean, people were always profit driven, but now it's, with the algorithm doing all the work, where are the checks and balances?
Yeah. That's an interesting question.
Yeah, maybe for another podcast.
Question 5. Why is flexibility becoming one of the most valuable skills we can develop?
Yeah, well, it goes back to the same thing. It's just like, because the speed of which technology is moving, you can't stop it.
No.
I mean, we live at the mercy of the algorithm.
True.
So if you're not flexible, you're going to get run over.
Yeah. And you got to just be open to the change and see how you can implement it, I guess, too.
Yeah, absolutely.
Or how it can benefit you as well.
And you have to be able to pivot.
Yeah.
You have to be able to pivot and think, okay, well, that's not working, or that could potentially... You almost have to be a fortune teller in your industry or your prospective field. Right? Because the ship's not going to stop, right? It sees that iceberg, it's going to keep going.
Yeah. And you have the choice to learn and embrace it,
or hit the iceberg.
Ignore it.
Yeah. The choice is yours.
Yeah.
Yeah, we all always have a choice.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah,
Exactly.
yeah.
Okay. Question 6. How do we let go of what no longer fits without fear or guilt?
Well, this is okay. This is a good one. And I think that the thing is that it goes back to the last, point is that, and unfortunately, I think this spills over into relationships as well. It's almost like a flight or fight, scenario of things that shouldn't be that traditionally weren't,
Mm-hmm.
right? Traditionally, you could actually say, well, what's more important, my family or my work?
Mm-hmm.
Now it's like, well, no, I have to keep up with work because I have to feed my family,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
There is no safety space anymore. Like, you could
No.
basically 20, 30 years ago, if you didn't like an industry, or if you weren't happy, if you weren't making the kind of life you wanted, you simply change industry. You go back to school, you take a course, maybe take a year off, and
Mm-hmm.
you'd be okay. You can't really do that today,
No.
right?
I agree.
Those options aren't there. The job market is thin.
Mm-hmm.
It's transitioning. So you don't have a lot of time to be an idealist and say, well, I need to find myself, or I need to find what basically makes me happy.
Mm-hmm.
Today we actually have to, sort of go out there and do jobs and things. I don't know if today's a time of people loving their job. We had that podcast about work-life balance.
Mm-hmm.
And since then, I've seen a lot of people that sort of brush on the same subject, and a lot of them,
Yeah.
I think more than us, there is no such thing as work-life balance.
Not anymore.
Not
Not with
anymore.
these phones
Yeah.
and everything that you've got on you, and everybody feels the responsibility to get back to people right away.
Yeah.
And and now the work-life balance
Suffers.
is suffering because of that, because you really aren't getting any downtime.
Yeah, no. I think,
and
that
people you need breaks.
yeah, but a lot of people, they can't afford
No.
breaks anymore. That's a luxury.
Yeah. True.
But, I mean, it's you live in a technologically driven world.
Mm-hmm.
It doesn't sleep.
Yeah.
The algorithm doesn't sleep. We're on our phones constantly. We're constantly getting a feed from somewhere.
Yeah.
And so.
And then one of the news stories is talking about how all the big employers now, corporations, are making their employees physically go back to the office.
Yeah.
So before it was still remote.
Yeah.
And now, I guess, people have swayed that. So it'll be interesting to see how that all comes together.
Yeah, well, I think the thing is, too, is that things are starting to open up again.
Mm-hmm.
So I think a lot of companies went through transitions where they were trying to sort of, rebuild their sort of infrastructure, be it, implementing new systems and new apps and, new technology. And I think now that they've figured out, because every business has a formula that it works.
Yeah.
It's just figuring that out. So I think most companies now have probably figured out the formula.
Mm-hmm.
Now they need to get the bodies in, the humans in.
But back in an office environment where people are a bit more
accountable,
productive,
accountable. They want to keep an eye on them.
Yeah.
They want to. They need to basically fill in the gaps and make sure everything is.
Because those precautions were put in place for COVID.
Yeah.
It wasn't meant to be permanent.
No, but it was a good way for I think the world to restructure. I think it was I think it was I think a lot of things changed as a result.
Yeah.
And I think there was a lot of change needed.
Yeah,
and I think everybody's starting out on a clean slate now, because the world before was terribly one-sided. You had one group of individuals who ran everything, and another group who were disenfranchised. They had no access to the most basic, professional needs. They were, they weren't connected. They didn't go to Andover or preparatory schools, so they had no in. Right. I think what happened was, unfortunately, it took COVID, and that's was the whole thing was unfortunate. But the one thing it did do is create a level playing field
Mm-hmm. And it changed how people just thought about the work
about the
environment
work
and
environment.
how
And
you can work different ways
yeah, and
remotely
I remember
and still
before
get stuff
COVID,
done.
people would basically start at like, sorry, 8 in the morning. Most businesses would go from 8 to 8,
Mm-hmm.
and we try to remember the past, like with rosy colored glasses, but that was no quality of life.
No, that's true.
Now on my way here, I see most businesses opening up at 9:30, 10.
Mm-hmm.
Right? I remember banks were open on Sundays at
Yeah.
one point before COVID.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Yeah, not anymore.
No.
So I think a lot of good has come with the way we manage our time and strategize our lives. But, we definitely need to basically figure out how we're going to work in conjunction with all this new AI.
Yeah, and the fact that everybody's dealing more internationally and globally as well, right? So
The thing is, and I was thinking about this the other day. Traditionally, we use technology and we use the telephone, we use the PC, and then all of these things in order to fulfill a role in a job.
yeah.
I think what we have to start doing is basically started to using this stuff in order to create more, because we don't. When's the next medical breakthrough going to be? We were talking about this the other day. We don't need buildings. We don't need railroads.
No, we have all these empty buildings. So what are they going to do with them?
So there's so much technology that they could actually start creating all of these opportunities just to make the world a better place.
Mm-hmm.
And that will indubitably create, employment for all these people.
Yeah.
So we have to stop basically sending people to school to come out to fill jobs that we don't need anymore.
Well, we don't have those jobs available
because we don't need research assistants. We don't need any more lawyers. We don't need any more accountants. We don't need any more construction workers. We need people to start creating new worlds.
Yeah.
Better worlds, better environments where people are basically able to go out there and say, well, okay, if you look at what happened in Dubai over the past 50 years, that's what you need. That's the kind of,
they thought totally outside of the box.
And it's worked for the most part. I don't know what their internal struggles are, but you see, it's like if they want something, they'll create it. You literally don't have to leave Dubai.
No.
We should be able to do the same thing rather than just have the same industries giving jobs to the same people.
Yeah.
With such a rich country and so much land and resources.
Oh yeah, we have tons of
land
and space. We could do a whole bunch of crazy
ridiculous, amazing things that attract people from all over the world. Why aren't we doing that?
I don't know.
We're just sustaining. We're just, a few people have a few little companies, and then they go and they the telecommunications, or they're, we're not thinking outside the box. There's no grandiose plan for the country, and the country could be such
truly amazing.
It could be amazing.
Truly amazing.
So amazing, and everybody.
If some people stepped up and.
That's a problem at the Canadian way, is to say, oh, sorry, thank you. Okay, yes, you go ahead. Yeah. And nobody wants to basically put themselves out there, because in case you make a mistake, right? America, I believe, is the place of, you can make mistakes in the States, but Canada, it's best to stay below the radar. That's unfortunate. That really hurts us as a culture.
Yeah. Oh, for sure.
Yeah.
Well, let's move on to question 7. What daily habits help us embrace change instead of fearing it?
Well, for me, I like my routine, right? I get up in the morning, I feed the animals, and that's important for me because, even especially now when it's winter time, right? They need the help. Yeah, they need the help, and that gives me a feeling of actually waking up to something bigger than myself.
Yeah.
because you're super smart and I'm no idiot, so we could figure it out. I mean, it's not like we have 10 kids we have to basically feed, and you're not married, I'm not married. We don't have this big, you know. I don't see any obstacles in other words for our progression.
No.
So
no, you just have to keep focusing on
your
health, your mindset,
what you're trying to accomplish. Like, people out there have some real responsibilities. They have some real issues that they're dealing with. We don't have those. So I think for me, the biggest thing sort of that keeps me focused is, just literally finding something that's bigger than myself. Right? As long as I can do that, and you know how I feel about people, and even now my father's getting older, and he's really opened up to me. So I mean, I'll make it a priority to make sure that I can.
You're gonna go.
I'm gonna go
see
him, and make sure he. But just stuff like that, I think, is the thing, is what drives you. Because for too long, I think, especially being Canadian, I think a lot of Canadians know this feeling too, is that you put work first. And it's utterly unsatisfying.
Yeah.
It's not designed here to be satisfying. And so if you're putting something that you're not getting fulfillment from, you're clearly not going to get fulfillment from the downtime. It's not, downtime is not designed for that.
No.
Right? I saw this once talk, this gentleman was saying, basically, posted on Instagram. I think I sent it to you too, and he was saying the most state he had felt was when he had kids. He was married, but the kids were upstairs sleeping. They say most single men in their 30s, 40s, 50s who are not married and who have no children fall victim to substance abuse, all sorts of different things, because they don't have anything grounding them.
Yeah.
Right? They don't have anything grounding them. There's nothing calling them to a higher level of accountability. And so basically you have to do something with that energy, and unfortunately it's going to be misspent.
Yeah.
Right? So for me, the animals and you, making sure you're okay, because obviously, you're my best friend, and I want to make sure that you're always in a good place or whatever. So what I do reflects on you, right? And, just the people I care about, the people I hold in high regard, and I know basically they expect me to be a certain person. They expect me to basically do better than most. Yeah. I can't be just, if I decide to start being an idiot, going out, partying, and then doing stupid stuff, I'm going to let a lot of people down.
Yeah, for
sure. They're just going to be like, wow, if this guy can't do it, nobody can. Right? So I don't have the luxury of being an idiot.
No.
Like I wait. Well, that's good. Yeah, I suppose. Yeah, it's really good. I do not have the luxury of being an idiot. So all of that causes me to basically reach for that brass ring.
Yeah, like level up.
Hey, look at you, eh? Yeah. Look at you. I knew you were the smart one. What about you?
Yeah, I think you have to find purpose in what you're doing as well.
Yeah. And meaning.
So I try to do that even with our work, because there is meaning in what we're doing. Trying to create a business, get it going.
Yeah. And from nothing,
and to end up being able to fuel a whole bunch of people's lives.
Absolutely. So, and create something real, like not just something real, something that has real innate value. Yeah.
So that as well, and then I guess also making sure you check in with the people that are important in your life.
Yeah, absolutely. So,
because I've got aging parents.
Yeah, for sure.
They need a bit more phone support.
Well, no, you've become the parent in that situation.
Yeah,
role reversal is the natural order of things.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And you have amazing parents that were amazing to you.
Yeah. So it's my turn to help them out.
Pay back, baby.
Yeah.
You owe.
So,
you owe.
So
time to pay the piper.
So it's a matter of switching the dynamic a bit.
Switching roles, But that's what it's all about. I think you get at the end of your life, and if you weren't accountable to anything or anybody, then you missed it. Well, the chronology of your life it makes no sense.
Yeah.
Like, you have to go in stages, and you have to be able to look and say, well, okay, that was that stage. This is this stage. At the stage we're at now, it's all about basically I think I hate to use the word because it sounds wishy-washy, but legacy stage.
Mm-hmm.
You know,
yeah. What do you want to leave behind?
What do you want to leave behind? And are you going to leave the world better than you found it?
Mm-hmm.
You know, like who do you want to? Because I mean, and this is not being fatalistic or negative, but we're not going to live forever. Okay.
No, that's a guarantee.
That's a guarantee.
That's another concept.
That's another podcast. We're not gonna live forever. So while you're here, do something with it.
Yeah.
Like do something with it.
You can do more.
You can do more. You can fail, but as long as you get back up again, it's like people are afraid to make a mistake. Because you're gonna live forever? No. And like I've made so many mistakes, and guess what? You can actually fix it. Mm-hmm. Right? You make a mistake, it just means you've learned something. If you don't make any mistakes...
if you don't learn from it, then that's a whole other issue.
If you're not making any mistakes, you're probably not learning anything. You're just going through a societal construct.
You're living the same life.
Yeah, you're living the same life. And you're not making a difference to anyone. No. You're not setting any example to anyone. No. But that's a whole other podcast. So
we'll save that. Yeah.
Let's leave it there.
Okay. So this is the end of... Season 2, episode 1. Mm-hmm. So, a new year doesn't mean everything has to change overnight, but it does invite us to change how we respond to things. So, the last 30 minutes we've been talking about how change is so constant. So, we gotta just stop fighting it and flow with it.
Yeah, for sure.
And that's where we get clarity, growth, and opportunity in our lives.
Yeah. And a side note, though, if you guys are not looking at Landman season 2, with Billy Bob Thornton, you guys are missing out. That show rocks. Yeah.
You might want to check that out.
Yeah,
for
sure. It covers all the elements, everything. So it's really a good season.
It is good. Anyway, I think that's it.
Oh, and tell them about the movie. We saw a movie last night.
Oh, the movie last night. What was it called? The Battle. The Leonardo DiCaprio,
Marisa Del Toro, Sean Penn, new movie, Tiana Taylor, new battle,
every day,
every battle, a new battle. You get the gist. You guys have to see that movie.
Yeah, check it out. That might inspire you as well.
It was really worth it. We weren't sure. It's about 2 hours and 45 minutes.
It was long, but it was worth it.
It was engaged. It was an awesome movie. Yeah. So definitely check that out.
That was time well spent.
Yeah. And the new battle every
day or
Sorry
about that. Yeah.
We'll post it in the finish.
I checked, but my phone is videotaping us. So anyway, Huey will post it once he gets to looking it up. Okay.
All right, guys.
So Happy New Year, everybody.
Happy New Year. Happy 2026. Go get it.
Okay. Take care.
Bye.
See you next week.